What's going on, kid family? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the seasons have changed. It's winter season in the Midwest, so we are here in the home studio, and I hope you guys are noticing the Turbski right there, as well as the Motegi Track Light Racing wheel. We use prop wherever we can, boys, so hit that like button to support your boy. Anyway, on this video, we're going to be talking about the Subaru Brz we test drove. We found this car on OfferUp. It is a unique vehicle. Honestly, factory, the Brz FRS or the Scion 86 isn't all that impressive. The platform's nice, the car has a nice sleek design, but I'm not a fan of the boxer motors because boxer motors cannot just handle the power. Going back to the Subaru versus STI wars, the STI motors always blew way earlier than the Evo motors, so I've never been a big fan. But this car came out and it's actually turbocharged, so I know I had to go and see it and check all the specs and everything that's in it. And we're going to be talking about the car, the modifications, the build sheet, the pros of a turbocharged Brz FRS, and the cons of a FRS Brz turbocharged. So stay tuned for the video. How much money can I take out from this account? Okay, hold on, give me 1 second. And can you guys do 20K on this account? Are you serious? Hold on. I'll just take everything out of this account, please. Great, I'll pick it up tonight. So the last time I test drove a Toyota/Scion, and these days with the Brz product, was when we test drove a second gen Scion TC turbocharged with a P-tuning turbo kit. It had a full P-tuning kit. It had a P-tuning custom tune using the AEMFIC software, which was a piggyback unit, and it was kind of a pain in the ass with a piggyback unit, but that car actually put down a little bit over 300 wheel horsepower. It was a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, and obviously a 2.5 cylinder had a decent amount of torque, a bigger displacement motor, and it felt good. So driving this Brz, I was comparing a lot of things from this car to that turbo TC I drove back in the day. This was a 2013 Subaru Brz limited edition. It had about 48,000 miles on it, and it had, again, the full-blown turbo kit. And we got the paperwork here with the entire build sheet, what parts are on it, how much it cost the previous owner, and these things are always great to have because you know the turbo kit wasn't a bullshit turbo kit pieced together by some do-it-yourselfer or some YouTuber like myself that thinks he knows what he's doing, but he really doesn't know what he's doing. So he's building a motor that doesn't make sense, that eventually he's gonna, I'm just gonna stop right there. But anyway, it looks like we got about $6,000 worth of parts and labor. Parts cost about $2,500. Labor was $3,000. So boys, if you're handy with welding, bolting on parts, wrenching on shit, do it. Save yourself $3,000 and buy yourself something else. The good things about a car like this is all the work has been done, and if it is done right, you save a little bit of money and time and frustration with building a car yourself, and you just turn the key and you're gold, and you're going and you're enjoying the vehicle. So this turbo kit, again guys, it's a small Garrett turbo. I'll probably link the actual part number right over here. It's running about 8 psi from factory. It's a stage 1 turbo kit, so essentially the least amount of boost on a factory block. Again, the boxer engines are not that great and they cannot hold that much boost. Roughly 350 to the wheels, and then you start having problems. This vehicle, according to the owner, was dynoing at 292 wheel horsepower, probably around 250 wheel torque. I'll show you guys a graph right now on the dyno graph of how much a stage 1 full-blown turbo kit makes roughly, and as you can see from the graph, low RPMs, there's not much gain in torque and horsepower. The turbo kit really shines 4,000 RPM and up all the way to redline, which during the test drive I could feel that car pulling pretty strong, but we'll get back to that right there. So the turbo kit obviously comes with all the necessary hardware, the wastegate, the blow-off valve. The guy also had 3 gauge pods in the vehicle, 1 air fuel gauge, which is a mandatory must. You got the oil pressure gauge, and you also had a air fuel ratio gauge. Again, all of these, did I mention boost? all three of those, the things that are necessary. It's running a 91 or 93 octane tune factory, and aside from all the bolt-on parts which you definitely need, it's running a ECU Tech or ECU Tech software on it, which is kind of weird because it says it's just the license right over here worth $350. And when I was speaking with the guy, I guess there's no physical OBD2 port that goes into the scanner. So if I ever wanted to do some logs, if I ever wanted to change the tune, I would have to go somewhere to a shop that's licensed and pay another fee, I believe. I always like to have the software with me so I can monitor, I can check the logs myself, just plug it up to a computer. So that's the only thing I didn't like. Now again, I drove the car. The guy actually first drove. We took a highway pull. He was pulling. I didn't really feel much torque and adrenaline going through my veins with that. I asked him how much throttle did you put. He said about 70%, and honestly, I was pretty disappointed. It was downhill highway pull, and you know, I didn't really get that rush, that adrenaline, that torque that everyone's talking about. But that's okay, because once we hit the streets and he did a second gear pull, guys, that thing really put me back. You got that gut feeling, and yeah, so if he's pedal to the metal, you will get a nice pull. You do have a lot of torque. Again, the power band is linear, but it won't break up at the top, and it actually pulls all the way to the top, which is nice because a lot of factory turbo cars, they peak and then slowly taper off, boost tapers and whatnot, and it just doesn't give you that full rush. The good thing is he got supporting mods. So the clutch is a South Bend 3 daily clutch kit, and I tell you, it was a pretty dang rough clutch, but we didn't install it. Everything was good. And with the ECU Tech, there's 3 maps available. We got map 1, which is 93 octane, map 2, which is 93 octane with race ROM. I still gotta figure out what race ROM means. I think it said something with 2-step and whatnot. And then you got a map 3 91 octane safe map. Other than that, $6,000 is a lot to spend on this, and we're looking at the prices of these cars, and these prices are still anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. This specific one, he was asking $18,991 with taxes, title, registration, whatnot. We're talking about a little bit over $21,000. Now, the question is it worth it for a car that's 7 years old, turbocharged on a weak internally built engine? Is it worth it? Now, that's the question I keep asking myself, and I keep having beers, and I keep asking myself, do I buy this car? Is it a good car? The thing comes to be is that it's very limited on potential. We're pretty much maxing out the engine right now, and we're still on stock injectors with this tune and stock internal fuel pump. I know some owners actually modify injectors and fuel pump to a bigger one, but clearly I guess this kit works on your stock fuel system no problem. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these vehicles have a direct injection fuel system as well as a port injection fuel system, so that's good. But again, I'm not sure. I'll double check. If I'm correct, I'll put up check mark right here. If I'm wrong, I'll put a X during editing. Now, overall, the car handled good. It was lowered on IBAC springs. I'm not sure if it was the Pro Kits or the Sport lines, but it was a pretty stiff ride. Overall, fun little car, stable. I love the fact it just felt good overall. Interior was stock. It had an exhaust on it, and very simple build, very sleeperish build. A car that weighs around 2,800 pounds with about 300 wheel horsepower is a fun car, but again, that potential is not there. So guys, so the turbo kit was installed at around 15,000 miles, so it was on the car for about 40,000 miles altogether. Seems to be running pretty strong. Overall, no big complaints. The car had some miscellaneous small dings and dents here and there. When I did pop the trunk, I did see broken glass here and there in the trunk, so I don't know, could it have been rear-ended, their rear window smashed? Who knows? That's the beauty of buying used cars. It's a clean title. The car is coming from the northeast side of the country in the United States. I'm curious if I would need a retune, bringing it back to the Midwest, where obviously you got some elevation changes, maybe different grades of gasoline. Not exactly sure, but again, it sucks that I don't have the actual physical tuner, because that would make things a lot easier. So I'm asking you guys, as the viewers, would you guys be interested in watching videos of a BRZ on this channel? What do you guys think about the BRZ? Comment down below your thoughts, opinions. What are the weak points? Again, I'm not doing all my research. I just did the research I did because there's other cars I'm looking for right now, test driving. There's another car I test drove today, so I'm going to make a video on that as well. All these cars are Japanese tuner cars at the moment because they're the ones that fit into the budget and I'm more familiar with them, but we'll see how it goes. If you guys know any great cars that have great support, great capabilities, comment them down below. We're also going to be doing a separate segment of videos building the best budget cars. What are the best budget cars? What to look out for when you're trying to turbo and push a lot of power into a vehicle. Fuel lines, blocks, internals, all that we're going to talk about. And hopefully we're going to come to a conclusion of what's the best bang for the buck kind of vehicles. And we'll learn a lot. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Smash the like button for me. Hope you guys like the home studio. You'll be seeing more of this because of the winter season here. We got to still produce some content and we're going to stay warm. We're not trying to get sick and catch COVID. So hope you guys are safe. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya.